Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to a special pre-lodging conference podcast. Of course, I'm Glenn Hausman. We got the one and only Bruce Ford here, and we're making sure that we got to the lodging conference early. It's Sunday afternoon as we're recording this. They're still setting up, and we're getting psyched for one of the best events of the year. How you doing, buddy?
It still takes 6 hours for your room to cool down to a reasonable level.
It sure does.
You know, it's so much cooler in October in Phoenix, right, Glenn?
Well, yeah, for sure. For those of you joining us, it's a very cool 106 right now. So get ready for a hot conference.
It should be hot, though, Glenn. I mean, everybody wants to make a deal. We did have a 0.5-point interest rate drop.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I have a feeling that's going to be fueling a lot of the conversation that we're going to be seeing here over the
100%. I mean, the hotel company stock price is at an all-time high for like 80% of them. Okay, their stock prices are crazy. The real growth of brand.com at so many of the companies has been a big boom, and it's given them a lot of power and stature in the marketplace. And, you know, we're seeing more chain scales represented by the big hotel companies than ever before.
Yeah. So what are the big issues besides that you think we're going to be talking about here at this event?
I think some people are going to be inspired to put their hotels on the market. I think some people are going to continue to double down in their efforts to acquire some hotels. And I think the bid-ask price is going to get closer. That's number one.
All right, so are you telling me that money might not be on the sidelines for long?
I don't think it's going to be for long, Glenn.
Well, I'm excited.
And I'm doing a panel about conversions at the conference as well. So one of the big things about conversions is when you buy a hotel, you want to buy, renovate, and reposition, right? So that's much of, we think will be a big part of the story going forward as well.
You know, I've always liked the yin and the yang of conversions versus new builds and renovations and all of that. It like kind of forms this virtuous circle of still finding pathways to get deals done. It's almost kind of like water finds a path of least resistance, and those are the deals that get done.
And you look at some of these deals that they're doing, and sometimes it's like, well, bring the hotel into the reservation system, and we'll figure out what it should be once we get it in here.
Right.
So, I mean, is so much of that kind of under the surface happening, but also, you know, Marriott made a brand with the MGM Bonvoy, MGM collection, a Bonvoy collection hotel. I mean, that is innovative, okay? And then Hyatt buying companies like Standard.
Oh, yeah, that deal closed just a couple of days ago as we're recording this.
Which is a brand, okay? And Blackstone agreeing to sell G6 again. And is that the second time they went? Yeah. I think it was, right? Yeah. So, you know, some of that activity was just kind of sparked by that market shift. And I think that market shift is probably going to be doubled up again soon enough, Glenn.
So what does that really mean for the people that are going to be attending this particular conference? And of course, here at the Lodging Conference, it's a lot more on the development, ownership, banking type of stuff. However, as the conference has become more popular, we start to see all the support services in there as well.
Well, you've heard me talk about delays, and you've heard me talk about things taking longer. Timelines are about to start compressing again. So anything that's going to happen will happen a little bit quicker. And I think that the fourth quarter is going to be probably one of the best quarters we've seen post-pandemic for a lot of reasons. Whether that's buying and selling or opening new hotels or putting hotels under construction or signing a new deal, I think it's going to be a very active quarter.
All right, so one of the big issues that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis with the clients that I have, and a lot of the content you're seeing that I put out there still has to do with the expenses of running a hotel. How do you feel like the owners and operators, and maybe even the brands, are going to be thinking about that particular aspect of the business?
Costs are up, and they're up wild. Okay, and you have three big drivers. Insurance is a big driver. Costs of employees or salary positions, that's a big driver as well. And then the third thing is that property improvement plan you need to keep doing. And because you've been able to raise your rates, in many cases, the rates are at or well above par for what they would be on a standard deviation since the beginning of the pandemic. And if you will, and it is expected that it will continue to be okay. But again, okay is like 3%. It's not 18.
Right.
And that growth, and now you're kind of trying to moderately continue to do that.
And I think there's some sort of psychology in there when you have such an upward trajectory and then it kind of levels off a little bit to feel a sense of despair that maybe it's going away when it's really just leveling off. So
It's like a pillow top mattress, Glenn. It's a soft landing. That's what it's supposed to be.
we were just talking about that a lot.
It's supposed to be a soft landing.
Yeah.
So the trajectory of up in interest rates, giving people a window to potentially change assets, recycle capital, but also having the banking window open, I think is just a new aspect to focus on in the industry because we've been so focused on trying to right-size operations. Now we can kind of expand again.
All right. So if it's cheaper to get money, how will that help with renovations going forward?
Well, it makes the project more financially viable. There's a little less risk with the money being cheaper. Second thing is that we built an awful lot of hotels between 14 and 19 years ago. I don't know if you remember when that was.
I was between 14 and 19 years ago.
It's just like 2005 to 2010. We built a lot of hotels, Glenn, and all of those are ready for that first big renovation. And oftentimes seeking that long-term re-up with the franchise company, if you will, especially if it's a grade A location. So you got to buy into that. You got to finance that. You got to fund that. And in a lot of cases, that's what people have been facing the past couple of years. And now maybe they may be looking to get a quick exit out of that.
Oh, so yeah. So really what I think what Bruce is saying is while there's still going to be renovations for people holding, that sometimes the prospect of a renovation combined with the lower interest rates is kickstarting the saying, hey, maybe it's time to sell. And those interest rates are also being like, hey, now I can buy. It pencils out.
I mean, it's a recycling of capital. Hotel real estate investments are an interesting aspect of that because sometimes recapitalizing the hotel can't happen by the existing owner in a trajectory that a new owner could do it.
Right, and that might have to do with the way that they
fresh
come
capital
up in the first place. And,
it's fresh capital, and fresh capital can be expensive if you're just borrowing equity, if you will. So, but if you're going in to recapitalize the hotel investment, it's kind of a start over.
Yeah.
So in a lot of cases, we've seen some transactions where just the hotel companies can't continue to see the returns that they were seeing. So when you get an investment and sometimes you do that renovation after 5 years of 12 or 14% returns, it's now going to be 6. And so you're not going to get that 8 points on your money. So you want to put that money where you're going to get your 8 points again, right?
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay, Glenn, I taught you something today.
Don't worry, I'll forget it really quick.
More like most of our interactions. What can you say?
Yeah, so, one of the other things here at the Lodging Conference is I'm honored to be hosting a general session. Please come check that out Tuesday morning, where we're not only going to be talking about the issues in hospitality, but really going to get behind the stories of the top executives that I have on stage on how they got to be top executives on stage. So we're going to chase their career journey and all that kind of fun stuff. Plus, tomorrow, Monday, live Friday night audit, this guy's going to stop by too.
You'll see me, and I have a conversion panel being hosted 2 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. And then also my brother J.P. Ford will be from the stage at the general session with the 2-minute stats, and then also have a panel afterwards at 11 a.m. On Tuesday. So we're looking forward to welcoming you. Lodging Econometrics located at Desert Suite 6 on the lobby level. And please stop by. I'm happy to give you some more database information.
Awesome. And come by and say hello to me. I'll be shooting a lot of videos at the booth out of my friends for Unifocus. Check unifocus.com. Come say hello. We'll have a good time. All right. Hope you have a great lodging conference. If you're not there, don't worry. We're going to have so many interviews with the people you want to hear from to help inform you how to make great decisions. Ciao, everybody. Bye-bye.